and that's true. It does.
Let's see, opening credit sequences. I want to do like a site that actually would possibly know what they're talking about.
I have one that won't be on any list, but I think it's a great opening credits. It's the Terror of Mechagodzilla. All right, there, I said it. Okay, I can shut up the rest.
The list has started.
Wow, I don't think I'll be able to find that on any of these
You'll never,
lists.
if you find that on a list, I deserve to be writing for that website. Okay.
So here's, if I can load this, it's creativeblock.com. Block, B-L-O-Q. They list 19 amazing movie title sequences. Maybe they know what they're talking about. I'm scrolling through. Some of them are questionable. Hang on. Okay, there's 17, 18, 19. Okay. 19 is so weird. It's like I just can't think of a 20th.
No, why couldn't they do that? Oh, man.
Number 19, the girl with the dragon tattoo, the Fincher dragon tattoo.
Okay,
that was brilliant.
I like that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Totally. That works for me.
Fincher, a guy that values opening credits.
The guy who directed that, I think has already gone on to direct movies now, so I can't remember his name at the moment.
Neil Kellerhouse and Blur Studios were the designers of the dragon tattoo.
Okay.
Number 18, 101 Dalmatians.
Are we talking about the live action or the? I guess we're talking about the live.
1961. We're talking about the animated.
Oh, the animated. Okay. Yeah.
You know what? That doesn't ring a bell with me. I guess it's been a really long time since I've seen that. But.
Your recollection of that is spotty.
Oh, good.
Number 17, Snatch. I mean, anything involving the word snatch and opening is great for me.
It works for me. Yeah.
Come on, dude, that was funny.
Yes, that was.
No.
All right, number 16, The Shining.
Yeah.
Brilliant. The company that did that, it was McGillivray Freeman, I believe, and they specialized in helicopter shots. And they definitely got some of the best ones in that particular.
He had reels of it. He had like hours of it, of that footage.
To the point where Ridley Scott asked him for some for the end for that, ersatz ending to Blade Runner.
Number 15, Juno.
I don't remember. Can I be honest? I don't remember.
I don't remember that one at all.
She walks through her hometown through a mixture of 2D and 3D animation along with hand-drawn illustrations.
Mm.
I'd have to watch it again. I can't lie. I don't remember it.
That's all right. I don't want you to lie, man.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for looking out for me.
Number 14 is Fight Club.
Yes! Okay, sorry.
Beautiful. Great.
I'm going to shut up now. Okay.
That was the trip through was that the trip through the garbage can or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Through the garbage...
You have two Fincher titles on here, though, which concerns me, though.
Well, yeah, and
probably
seven,
more.
I don't know if 7's going to pop up, but it definitely deserves to be here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely. But I think we're looking.
But once again, like Dean said, we don't do opening credit sequences anymore. So when you have a director,
he's actually one of the few major directors that stuck to I want an opening credit sequence, and I mean I think. He's kind of a modern master of them.
Yeah, I mean, Zodiac is also another great example. Yeah. But the other of modern movies is Soderbergh's Traffic is a great opening credit sequence.
Mm. Yeah, Soderbergh's. Yeah. Oh gosh, I can't remember that one, but.
Number 13, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I can't remember that one either. I really
12.
can't. It's been a little while.
Napoleon Dynamite, number 12.
I agree with that one. That's done by one of. Yeah, that's done by one of the great credit sequence designers, Pablo Ferro, who I've talked about in recent shows. But that's a beautiful credit sequence. All the writing with the food and stuff, and it's great.
Now this one is one of the great opening credit sequences. Okay, maybe. I guess there are credits on this. It's one of the greatest opening sequences in the history of film, I think, from Touch of Evil, Orson Welles.
Yeah, I mean, there's credits on top of it. So
I guess it counts.
Yes. I mean, this harkens back to what we were talking about earlier. Not every credit sequence has to be a little standalone film on its own. It can be just the film starting with the credits popping on top of the actual footage of the movie. So, but that's a great example of that kind of credit sequence.
Number 10 and 9, the ones that I mentioned earlier. Number 10 is Catch Me If You Can. Number 9 is 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, 7 was a game changer. That's Kyle Cooper, who went on to do things like, The New World and Road Trip, and I think he did Donnie Brasco, and he's kind of a master at his credit sequences kind of encapsulate the entire story for you without, and even give you clues to the movie that you're about to see without you knowing that they're clues. And I think that's a very smart way to go.
I'll never forget when 7 started, when I working at the theater and I had to screen 7, like a quality check or something. I expected little from it because from seeing the trailer, I thought, it's cops, serial killer. It's that kind of movie. But I remember when it started and the opening credit sequence began, I thought the projector was eating up the film because we had a haunted projection booth where inexplicably so many films would be ruined in the projectors. And I started running up to the booth as soon as it started, and then I got up there and I realized, oh no, that's just the way the credit sequence is.
That just shows you that you've been running movies and you'd still never seen anything like it.
Right. And I remember by the end of that movie, I had to stand up. Like the tension was it so far exceeded my expectations. It's so inverted all of those buddy cop cliches. It's still such an impressive movie to me.
And with Catch Me If You Can, that's a beautiful credit sequence.
Yes.
It kind of harkens back to the Saul Bass stuff, which I assume Saul Bass is probably going to dominate in the coming numbers. But and the combination of that with John Williams' absolutely perfect theme is amazing.
Number 8 is unique. It's the 1978 version of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, the Ralph Bakshi. Huh.
Wow.
That I haven't seen that ever. I've still never seen that all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces. So.
Number 7. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That was wonderful.
It's a great. I mean, all of these are great, but I'll save my critique till the end till we hear what's here. I mean, I have a feeling we're dealing with a very young cinephile here. So,
yes.
Yeah, I think so too. Number 6. Dude, it's the best I could do. I mean, this is like
you're doing awesome. Don't worry about it.
I mean, this is the most unique list I could find out there, unfortunately. Number 6 is Enter the Void.
I still have yet to watch it. Gaspar Noé, right?
Yes. Yeah. I that's a stunning movie. I mean, visually, and so even though I can't particularly recall the credit sequence right now, it doesn't surprise me that it's going to have a good credit sequence. So.
Number 5, they put Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. You know what though? The Ghost Protocol and the last one, the opening credit sequences of both of those recalled the opening credit sequence of the first one that De Palma did, and I like De Palma's. I mean, really hundreds of cuts, really fast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows you in flash images. This is what's so great about it. The entire run of the film. So it shows you cuts from all throughout the movie that you're about to see.
Right.
You know, that might have been also a Kyle Cooper opening.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
That's his modus operandi is to...
You know what I also love? I love opening credits that start 10 minutes after the movie begins. I like seeing...
Oh, yeah.
I always dig that.
You know, my when I was working at the you're a former projectionist, so you can comment on this. When I was working at the Plaza Theater, my manager, who was a longtime projectionist for like 30 years, probably longer, he always used to complain about those because he liked to make sure the film was focused by focusing in on the words on the screen. So anything that had a pre-credit sequence, which I like those too. I like, you know, the lack of credit sequences now has also given us the lack of pre-credit sequences, which are a cool kind of tool of the director to get you into the movie. And so that's another thing that we've lost by getting rid of them. So he always used to get mad when there was like 10 minutes of a movie, and then then the credits came on. But I love them too.
Yeah. Number 4, of course, Star Wars. I mean, that kind of the scroll.
Oh
yeah, the scroll, which I don't consider credits.
No, I don't consider that at all. I was really shocked to find they even think that would be on here because I don't, the Star Wars I think is sort of like the beginning where the credit sequence comes afterwards, really.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. It is. It is kind of like it is. It's very rare before Star Wars.
All right. I mean, this list is very strange. Number 3 is Tim Burton's Batman. I do remember that opening credit sequence, and it's a great theme. And the camera kind of zooms through the Bat logo, even though you're not certain at first that it is the Bat logo until it kind of zooms outward and you see it, what you've been zooming through. It's fine.
It was good.
It's good. Good.
One of my favorite parts of the movie, actually. That's the moment where I was watching the movie where I was like, "This is gonna kick fucking ass," and I was like, and I think I was so excited by all of that stuff that I at first saw it and thought it was a good movie, and then went back the next week and went, "Ugh, it's horrible." But I do like that credit sequence.
Number 2, JCVD. The Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Good Lord, this person has not seen anything before 1999.
Hang on. I mean, he has the obligatory number 1, which is Vertigo.
Well, at least he has that.
I have 2. I'd like to add. I have 2. I would love to add.
Go ahead.
Obviously, Once Upon a Time in the West is one of my, favorites. But the other one, though, speaking of James Bond, is On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I love that opening credit sequence.
I mean, all of those Maurice Binder credit sequences are ravishing.
No, but I like
more
this
ways
one.
than one.
It's one of my favorite John Barry scores, but also I love how it shows you all the 5 movies before that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. It's one of my all-time favorites. Just one of my all-time favorites of any kind of credit sequence. It's just beautiful.
Any others?
I knew this person was just judging by some of the choices. I was like, oh, okay, this person wasn't born before a certain date.
Well, let me give you some, of course.
Cool.
Let's just get Saul Bass out of the way, and of course, the thing that's, it's not really the thing that started great credit sequences, because, there were great credit sequences for things like My Man Godfrey and Nothing Sacred in the 30s, and of course, Gone with the Wind, the thing that really changed the game was The Man with the Golden Arm, which before The Man with the Golden Arm, the theaters would even show the credit sequences while the curtains were closed. While the curtains on the screen were closed over the screen. That's how little regard they had for credits back then. But with that movie and that credit sequence with Elmer Bernstein's score, people really woke up and said, "Wow, this is something. This is really part of the movie." And that really changed the whole nature of credit sequences. Saul Bass did, and went on from there to do things like Walk on the Wild Side, and of course North by Northwest and Psycho, and which all of these are great. West Side Story, and It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, and so many great credit sequences. There's just so many to mention that they get. They're all great. But I would mention The Good and the Bad and the Ugly.
Oh yeah,
which is just. It feels like it's totally handmade. There's something sort of handmade and wonderful about that credit sequence, where they're using strange process photography to goose up these kind of grainy photos of all of the characters and scenes in the movie, and of course combined with Ennio Morricone's score.
Yeah, I have a very important question to ask you, Dean, about that. Does that credit sequence end to you when it comes to Clint Eastwood and it says The Good, or does it end before that? I just because I've always loved the way that's done. What I mean, when it Tuco and Angel Eyes and then Blondie, and it takes a while. I think it's 20 or 25 minutes into the movie before we get to Clint Eastwood's title.
Oh yes. I see what you're saying. No, I consider the credit sequence just the sequence with the credits.
Oh, okay.
But I do love the the writing on to introduce the writing on the screen to introduce each character.
I love that. I can't tell you how much I love that.
That's another thing that a lot of filmmakers don't do, is they don't use a lot of anything like that anymore. They don't do anything like that anymore. I used to love stuff like that and freeze frames and stuff like that. That was great. More recently, there was a movie called Lord of War.
Oh yeah.
Which was the journey of a single bullet through its entire life, from its conception, it's the building of the bullet to its shipping to its firing, and that was really something else. I mean, the movie itself was not incredible, but that sequence is amazing. Do the Right Thing.
Oh God! Hell yeah.
Do the Right Thing with Rosie Perez dancing to Fight the Power is incredible. I mean, an incredible sequence. And another example of a sequence where you don't necessarily or aren't relying on just the graphics. Another one is Raging Bull. I love the credits to Raging Bull with the with De Niro again, sort of dancing in slow motion, in the ring in the background with more great music. I can't remember the composer of that music now, but To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when the black marble bumps up against the white marble, and she's coloring, and just like when that gorgeous opening theme crescendos. I still play that theme every now and then. I love that music so much. Yeah,
it's beautiful. I like the credits. This is kind of a movie that kind of dispensed with the credit sequence, but 2001, I think, is a wonderful opening to a movie. It's not really a credit sequence, but I still love it. I mean, recently, credit sequences have moved to the end of movies, and there's still great credit sequences at the end of movies. A lot of the Pixar movies have terrific credit sequences, like The Incredibles, or most recently, The Jungle Book had an amazing credit sequence at the end of it.
Yes, it did.
But they put so much work into these. I don't understand why they're not at the beginning, because they're so entertaining. There's nothing painful about them. I don't know. There's just, I guess people are just they don't want to read anything, so they don't even want to read the credits. And there's just something about it that just, I guess they did some kind of market research, and they said people hate them. Yeah, they don't like to read. They don't care. And why don't we just dispense with them altogether or whatever? It's so wrong, though, because, like I said, they're a bridge from one world to another. And if you don't have that bridge, especially after you've watched these days 20 minutes of trailers and shit, and then you're just thrown right into the next movie, it's disconcerting. It just takes away from the entire experience.